Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. You know, relationships are like long car rides. You've got to keep things interesting, right? And what's more interesting than talking about, well, the birds and the bees? Just kidding. But on a serious note today, we're diving into a topic that's crucial for many relationships. The psychology that's killing your sex life and how to fix it. Because let's face it, sometimes our brains get in the way of a good time. So, let's get started. Chapter 1. Stressed out? More like stressed out of the bedroom. Okay, let's be real. Life can be a real drag sometimes. You've got deadlines at work, kids running around like they've had too much sugar, or maybe that's just me on this show. And let's not even get started on the laundry pile that seems to multiply overnight. It's enough to make anyone want to crawl into bed and hide under the covers. But here's the thing. Stress and a sizzling sex life, they just don't mix. You see, when you're stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. And trust me, flight in this case doesn't mean a romantic getaway to Paris. Your body is pumping out cortisol, the stress hormone, and let's just say it's not exactly the hormone of love. It's more like the hormone of, I just want to watch reruns of Golden Girls and eat ice cream. And it's not just about the physical stuff. Stress can really mess with your head too. When you're worried about everything else, it's hard to get in the mood. It's like trying to solve a crossword puzzle while riding a roller coaster. It's just not going to happen. So what can you do about it? Well, first of all, don't beat yourself up about it. We've all been there. The important thing is to recognize that stress is a real thing and it can impact your relationship in a very real way. Once you've acknowledged that, it's time to take some action. Find healthy ways to manage your stress, whether it's yoga, meditation, or just taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply and clear your head. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Talking to a therapist or counselor can make a world of difference. Remember, a happy, healthy relationship starts with two happy, healthy individuals. So take care of yourselves, both physically and mentally. Your sex life will thank you for it. Chapter 2. The secret ingredient to a spicy sex life. You know how sometimes you see someone on the street and you're like, wow, they just ooze confidence? Well, guess what? Confidence is sexy. And when it comes to the bedroom, self-esteem is like the magic ingredient that takes things from meh to oh my. Think about it. When you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to take risks, be adventurous, and really let loose. You know you're awesome, so you're not afraid to show it. On the other hand, when your self-esteem is in the dumps, it can be hard to feel desirable or even want to be intimate. We all have our insecurities, right? Maybe you're self-conscious about your body or you're worried about past experiences. But here's the thing. Your partner is with you for a reason. They find you attractive, they enjoy your company, and they want to be close to you. So try to silence that inner critic and focus on the positive. One thing that can really help is focusing on self-care. And no, I don't just mean getting a massage or treating yourself to a new pair of shoes, although those things are great too. Self-care is about taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's about eating healthy, getting enough sleep, and doing things that make you feel good. When you prioritize your own well-being, it shows. You radiate confidence, and that's incredibly attractive. So go ahead, give yourself permission to shine. Your sex life will be all the better for it. Chapter 3. When the past casts a shadow on intimacy. This next topic is a tough one, but it's so important to talk about. We're talking about past trauma and how it can impact your sex life. And when I say trauma, I'm not just talking about major events. It could be anything from sexual assault to a bad breakup, to just growing up in an environment where sex wasn't discussed openly. Trauma can manifest in so many ways. You might find yourself feeling triggered during intimacy, or you might avoid sex altogether. You might have a hard time connecting with your partner, or you might feel emotionally numb. It's different for everyone. The important thing to remember is that you're not alone. Trauma is incredibly common, and there's no shame in seeking help. If you've experienced trauma, A therapist can help you work through those experiences in a safe and supportive environment. They can give you the tools you need to heal and move forward. And if you're in a relationship with someone who has experienced trauma, the most important thing you can do is be patient, understanding, and supportive. Listen to your partner, believe them, and let them know that you're there for them, no matter what. Healing from trauma takes time, but it is possible. With the right support, you can overcome the past and create a healthy, fulfilling sex life. Chapter 4. Why talking dirty is a good thing. Okay, let's be honest. Talking about sex can be awkward. It's like trying to fold a fitted sheet. No matter how hard you try, it just ends up a mess. But here's the thing. Communication is key in any relationship, and that includes the bedroom. When you're not communicating your needs and desires, you're setting yourselves up for frustration and disappointment. It's like going to a restaurant and not telling the waiter what you want to eat. You can't get mad when they bring you something you don't like. The good news is that communication can be learned and practiced. Start by creating a safe and comfortable space for open and honest dialogue. And remember, it's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Be kind, be respectful, and be willing to listen. Don't be afraid to talk about what you like and don't like. Tell your partner what feels good, what you'd like to try, and what's definitely off the table. And don't forget to check in with each other regularly. What worked for you last month might not work for you today, and that's okay. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's about expressing yourself clearly and listening to your partner with an open mind and heart. Chapter 5. When your mind needs a little TLC. We've talked a lot about how important it is to take care of your mental health, and for good reason. Your mental health plays a huge role in your overall well-being, and that includes your sex life. When you're struggling with anxiety, depression, or other mental health challenges, it can be hard to feel present and connected during intimacy. You might have low energy, low libido, or just not feel like yourself. And that's okay. It's important to remember that mental health is just as important as physical health. If you're struggling, reach out for help. Talk to your doctor, a therapist, or a trusted friend or family member. There are so many resources available to help you manage your mental health, from therapy and medication to lifestyle changes like exercise and meditation. And don't underestimate the power of self-care. Make time for activities that bring you joy and help you relax. Remember, taking care of your mental health is a sign of strength, not weakness. Chapter 6. Ditching the script and writing your own story. Let's talk about societal pressures because let's face it, they're everywhere. We're bombarded with messages about what's considered normal and acceptable when it comes to sex, and it can be tough to tune out the noise. But here's the thing. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to sex and relationships. What works for one couple might not work for another, and that's perfectly fine. The most important thing is that you and your partner are on the same page and that you're both happy and fulfilled. Don't be afraid to challenge societal norms and create your own rules. If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. And don't let anyone make you feel bad for making choices that are right for you and your relationship. Remember, your sex life is your own. You get to decide what feels good, what feels right, and what you want to explore. Chapter 7. Emotional Intimacy and a Spiced-Up Sex Life. We've saved the best for last, folks, because when it comes to a truly fulfilling sex life, emotional connection is the secret sauce. It's the difference between a quick fling and a deep, meaningful connection. Think about it. When you feel emotionally close to your partner, sex becomes so much more than just a physical act. It's a way to express your love, your affection, and your vulnerability. It's about connecting on a deeper level and creating intimacy that goes beyond the physical. So how do you build emotional intimacy? It takes time, effort, and a willingness to be vulnerable with each other. Make time for each other, even if it's just 15 minutes a day to cuddle on the couch and talk about your day. Listen to each other. Really listen and be present in the moment. Share your thoughts, your feelings, and your dreams with each other. Be honest about your fears and insecurities. The more you open up to each other, the closer you'll become. And the closer you become, the hotter the sex will be. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you. And remember, a healthy sex life starts with a healthy mind. Take care of yourselves, both physically and mentally. And don't be afraid to communicate with your partner. You've got this!